All right, we have gotten back onto the track. We've been joined by Dr. Hafiz Muhammad Usman Rana. He's a leading economist. Hafiz Saab, thank you very much to have joined us. I'd like to understand, as Sultan Saab says that we have, moving in the right direction, we are on the right path towards it. What more, in your point of view, should we expect, maybe from tomorrow's budget, maybe in the next weeks or months, in order to further, push ourselves in the right track?
Thank you so much for having me. On paper, yes, it's a remarkable drop. Statistically, if you see the decline in the headline inflation from 23% to 4.6% is indeed a commendable development and indicative of a return to a measure of macroeconomic stability. However, if you see the picture on the ground is more complex. While if you see core inflationary pressure, particularly in food and fuel, have eased somewhat, the cost of essential services such as healthcare and education remains elevated, uh, disproportionately affecting lower income households. So that said, there are encouraging signs. Government, they have done really good part, like market confidence has improved, notably in the post-conflict environment, aided by the continued support of bilateral partners. Several of whom have extended debt rollovers. So the United States even have signaled openness to trade agreements, and even Russia has expressed interest in revitalizing the strategic assets such as the steel sector. So these developments suggest that the government's efforts are yielding results, through the benefits are not yet evenly distributed across the city. But the recoveries shows, and the economic survey results, the indicators shows a mixed approach, and it's a mixed signal. So the quick in imports, particularly in capital goods like transport equipment and machinery, that suggests some improvement led momentum. However, given the relatively modest export growth and still constrained large scale manufacturing, a sizable portion likely reflects consumption recovery. So, for a durable trajectory, for a long term, the economy must pivot from demand led impulses to export and investment driven growth. So on the other side, if you ask me regarding the FBR stuff, like we still have to broaden the tax base,
It
like at
has increased
26.
substantially, but more, of course, needs to be done. This is what is the general outlook of analysts that I've talked to. But nevertheless, the number has increased quite significantly in the last fiscal year. What more, in your point of view, now that you talk of the tax base, needs to be done?
Sorry, I can't hear you properly.
Oh,
Can you please?
Hafiz Saab, can you hear me properly now?
Uh, I think you are talking about the FBR.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. So FBR, FBR, and of course, this is something that has been, talked also by the finance minister. He was praising the FBR and its measures as well. But in your point of view, what more needs to be done by the FBR in order to further, move on this road?
yes, a 26.3% revenue surge, which is a good number, and record refunds reflect administrative improvements. But on the other side, sustaining this requires structural upgrades, digital audits, taxpayer outreach, and improved dispute resolution to prevent the slippage, basically, or reform fatigue. So that kind of things that really needs to work on in the longer run. Also, if those who are unbanked, like 53% of the population in Pakistan, they are unbanked. So we have to get into the tax revenue. Also, if you see the cash economy, 9.3 billion, trillion, that we got at the moment, the cash economy. So we have to attract people, and we have to develop a system like this where we can attract those people who are not uh, uh, using the bank at the moment.
All right, Dr. Rana. Of course, there are good measures and there are those that we need to work upon. There is a lot of talk that the finance minister also alluded towards as far as the sectoral recovery is concerned. Is Pakistan, in your point of view, this is my last question to you, entering a new macroeconomic cycle as far as its economy is concerned?
So if you talk about at the moment, tomorrow's budget, we need to know that there are two budgets we are going to have. And one is the regular IMF budget, and the other one is we got climate budget as well. And that is for 28 months program and $1.4 billion that we need to get from the IMF. So in that case, we need to have policy like if we go for renewable energy promotion, or we need to tax on renewable energy, because on the other side you can see there is a capacity charges payment as well. So it's the biggest challenge for the government to tackle with that. And also we have a circular debt, and on the other side, large manufacturing sectors that are out that actually underperformed in the last year as compared to the small manufacturing sector. So what governments they need to do, they need to incentivize the large manufacturing sectors in terms of energy tariffs. Also, they need to attract corporate investments, both domestically as well as internationally, to help large manufacturing sectors. Like we have a neighbor, China, they are doing like this. You have an example of BYD, who's actually large manufacturing of automobile at the moment, and they are competing with Tesla in the global market. So if you want to really improve the numbers, you need to work with the provincial governments, because only one federal government cannot do this one alone. After the NFC, as well as after the other agreements that we have, and we are in the coalition government right now. So all parties, they need to sit in the table and they need to come up with the long-term plan rather than 5 years or 2 years plan. We will go for a 10 years plan, and that will be consistent if we want to have a sustainable growth. So that is the key to success and improving the economy in the future.
A long-term plan is the key to success. Thank you very much, Dr. Hafiz Muhammad Usman Rana, to have joined us online and to have given us your point of view as far as today's, of course, report is concerned and the upcoming budget that will be announced tomorrow afternoon by our finance minister is concerned.